What's up, folks, jokes, and artichokes? It is I, Gamer Got a Game. And I know, you're used to tuning in here to see me talk to you about Xbox 360 games primarily. But that's all going to change. We're expanding our content creation to include this. Boom! Triple G's LGS review, where we take a look at your local gaming stores and see how they size up. And before you ask, what makes me an aficionado on gaming stores? Well, a few years ago, my wife and I used to own Vintage Valley Games, your one-stop shop for all things gamer geek and gamer chic. And we specialized in Magic the Gathering, Dragon Dice, Dungeons and Dragons, Yu-Gi-Oh!, Pokemon, as well as a lot of other niche games. And that gave me a notion to go around and check out other local gaming stores. And the first store that we're going to take a look at is one that I've wanted to stop at for a few years now. And I've heard mixed reviews. One of my friends said it's a nice place to stop if you have nowhere else to go to get your Magic the Gathering cards. With that being said, I decided to go ahead and venture on out because you can't just take one person's word for it. One person may have had a bad experience. But first impressions, well, they last. And let's see what our first impression is when we check out, boom, Top Deck. Located at 310 Hollow Curry Road in Penn Hills, Pennsylvania. It's easy to find. It's just a few minutes off Route 51. Now, one of the things that I noticed when I walked in the door was there were 3 employees working behind the counter. Yet when I walked in with a friend of mine, not a single one of them said a word. Made eye contact, and then just turned and continued doing what they were doing. So I went up to the counter because I was looking for a very specific card. That card being Painter's Servant. But let me let you in on a little bit of a thing that we do with these. Now, before we go into the store, we have a target price that we want to spend. A target amount of money that we're looking to spend when we walk in the door. Now, on this day, it was, boom, $250 was our goal. Why? This is our first LGS review, and we wanted to go big. We wanted to make it special, So that's what we did. We decided to put a price point of $250 was what we were looking to spend. So with it being a higher price point than we have ever spent on a video in our lives, we decided, let's go big. So I decided the card that I wanted, the specific card, was Painter's Servant. Those of you that know, that little card right there, it can fetch a pretty penny. $75, sometimes even upwards, even higher. See? But whenever I went to the counter, stood there for a few moments as all 3 employees were still doing what they were doing. And I had to go, hey, excuse me, guys, I'd like to look for a specific card to see if you have it. And granted, some people know their inventory very well. I don't feel that was the case, because whenever I said, do you happen to have a copy of Painter's Servant? He said, do you know what set it's from? Now, of course, I know it's from the Shadowmoor set, but we're testing an LGS out. We're trying to get a good feel for it. So I said, I don't know really off the top of my head. I know it's a bit older. So he said, nah, I don't think we have it. I said, can you look? I've been to 2 other game stores, and I'm really wanting to get this card. Knowing that it's a higher dollar value card because I really wanted to get that number up there. So he walked over to the computer, begrudgingly, and typed a few keys. Not enough to type out Painter's Servant, of course. And said, no, we don't got it. I said, okay, not a problem. So I continued to walk amongst the store then to, try to get that $250 amount spent. So as I was walking around the store, I did notice that they had a few Magic cards out. The shelves were very sparse. So maybe they're getting ready for a renovation or to move. I don't know. So then I went up to the counter where I saw that they had 6 different packs of Magic the Gathering cards. Now, we got some of them, but I had to, again, vie for the attention of one of the employees. I had to go back over to the other side of the counter a few feet away and go, excuse me, can I get some of these packs? So yeah, they weren't very attentive to the customers in the store. And if it was busy, then I'd forgive a lot of this. But there were a total of 3 people in the store, of which they were sitting at the tables waiting to play games, waiting for other people to come in, I believe. So as I went up, the first one that I saw, there was the Modern Horizons. So I went up, I said, you know what, let me go ahead and get 2 packs. So I've ended up purchasing 2 packs of Modern Horizons for $9.99. Okay, those ones got put aside. Then, well, I was sitting there waiting for any type of upsell. Any type of upsell at all. Like, is that all? Is there anything else I can get for you? And the closest I got was is that it? So still wanting to try to spend some of that $250. We're going to round the numbers, obviously, instead of $9.99. We'll call it $10 a pack. I ended up getting 2 more packs of these ones here. Ravnica Remastered, just because I don't remember buying some of these. So, yeah, I ended up grabbing 2 packs of these. I believe these were $9.99 as well. I believe. Still, no upselling, no attempted upselling. No, hey, is there anything else I can get for you? Just another, is that it? And I said, you know what, I see you only have 1 pack of the Assassin's Creed cards left, and I didn't purchase any of the cards out of the Assassin's Creed set. And being that I'm a video game guy, of course, something that lines up with the video games that I love so much. And they did have 1 pack in the display, so I do got to give him a little bit of credit, because the employee said, well, I can sell you the display pack as well. Now, they were $6.99 a pack, so I went ahead and got 2 of these as well. To which, so far, maybe it's a new employee. So I then continue going around the store as he puts the packs up at the counter for me. And I noticed that they had had some Dragon Shield boxes. Now, one of the Dragon Shield boxes was marked at $11.99, and the other one was marked at $7.99. So I decided I'd go up to the counter with both in hand just to see what would happen. Now, I put those on the counter and said, oh, I'm going to go ahead and continue over here and take a look at some of your boxes, your storage boxes. Now, there are 3 or 4 different sizes on the shelf. So I asked, how much are your storage boxes? To which he replies, they're different prices. Okay, well, how much are the prices? Well, they range. They're different prices for different sizes. Okay. I'd like to purchase some of these boxes. Can you tell me what the prices of them are? Well, they range from like $3 to $8 or $10. Okay. Most of the products in the store did not have price tags on them. But the Dragon Shields, like I said, this one had been marked at $11.99. I don't know if you can see that there. And this one had a sticker on it for $7.99. Now, I had left both of these up at the counter when I went over to look at the other storage boxes and hopeful to find something, anything, Magic the Gathering related, that I could try to spend a little more cash on. Well, whenever I got back up to the counter, I did notice that he had ripped the $7.99 sticker off and charged me $11.99. So, first impression for a first-time customer, definitely not a good one. Not a good one, sir. And with that being said, out of the total pricing that we wanted to spend, which was $250, was our goal to spend, due to just bad customer service and guys that just didn't seem like they wanted to be there. Yeah. I was only able to spend, I don't know if you can see that, $80, a little over 80 bucks. $80.16. Yeah. $80.16 was spent on 2 packs of Modern Horizons 3, 2 packs of Ravnica Remastered, 2 packs of Assassin's Creed, and 2 card sleeve boxes. One to which they had mispriced and didn't even honor their own mispriced sticker because they thought that the person walking out the door wouldn't notice. And when he said, would you like your receipt? I said, yes, of course I'd like my receipt. And instead of giving me the register receipt to show the prices of everything that was rang up, he literally only gave me the credit card receipt. So, folks, jokes and artichokes, when it comes to Top Deck, 310 Curry Hollow Road in Pleasant Hills, Pennsylvania, this gamer's going to choose to, unfortunately, spend his cash elsewhere. Unfortunate. Because I really, really had great hopes. Great hopes. But let me know where your local game store is, and maybe I'll come down and check it out and give it a review. I'd like to thank each and every one of you for tuning on in. I'd like to thank each and every one of you for watching, especially those of you that made it all the way to the end. Now, we're going to go ahead and do a little research and find another local game store to go check on out. And if you'd like to see us pop these packs, make sure that you head on over to patreon.com/gamergotagame, where you can see us pop some packs. Well, I'd like to thank each and every one of you for tuning on in. If you haven't had a chance to yet, now's a great time to hit that subscribe button. Well, we'll see you next time. And remember, gamer got a game. So maybe we'll see you around the table real soon, playing some Commander. Peace.